Hey everybody!
Welcome to We're Cooking Now with Becky. This is my friend Jay-Z. He's joining me tonight.
I'm just saying this. I don't know what you're gonna. It's like apple cider vinegar.
We're gonna use that in just a
Well,
minute.
you're gonna use it, but like, I'm gonna tell a story right now.
Okay, awesome.
So I saw a TikTok of someone taking a shot of this every morning. Okay, just wait. Because I don't know how they did it, but like I tried it once. I got the whole thing. Like I had the liter bottle. I tried it once without without water, without anything. Like just put like a scoop of it, whatever, in a spoon. I tried it. I thought I was dying. Like for real. You never do that. Never.
I don't know why people think that's a good idea.
I thought I was dying, like my whole throat was burning so much. I thought I had to go to an ambulance, like for real. I was by myself, so I was like, I'm gone, bye. Jesus. Yeah, don't do that at home.
Yeah, don't do it at home. Okay, so there's another thing that everybody does in the South, and it's called green bean casserole.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I did not get was the half cup of milk that we have to have.
Oh.
So I've got milk in the refrigerator. I can't believe that you did a shot of the apple cider vinegar.
It was disgusting. Like my whole body was burning inside. And I didn't feel like good until like probably like 4 or 5 hours later.
Okay. So this is a half cup of milk.
Yeah.
Now, we need a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce.
Okay.
You know, Worcestershire.
Yeah.
So, I'm eyeballing this, but that's a teaspoon. We are going to take a can of cream of mushroom soup and 2 cans of green beans. This comes out to about 3 cups.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to drain those, and I have a half a cup of onions that Michael chopped for us earlier, and we're going to use a half a cup of cheddar cheese. Now we're going to mix all of this up. So,
well, that's cute. I love this.
This is my little fancy casserole dish. So, while I'm draining these, I'm going to let Jay-Z mix these up in our dish. Go ahead and mix our onions in, and then measure up a half cup of cheddar cheese and mix it in.
Okay.
This is like everybody in the South has green bean casserole. Everybody.
Gotcha.
I don't think I've ever been to a family gathering where there wasn't a green bean casserole.
What can I use to like
stir
this?
Yeah. You probably need something to stir it with, don't you?
There we go. Thank you. Oh wow.
So we're just draining our green beans. I know this is a little longer than usual tonight, guys.
There's a lot of stuff.
We got a lot of stuff we're making tonight.
And I love it.
And we get to eat it when we're done. That's my favorite part, is eating it.
Yes, yes. I'm telling you, like I love like the fact of like cooking and just like cooking shows, this, whatever. But I'm so bad. So bad.
You're not though, because you know
so
a lot of
bad.
stuff. I've had people on here who don't know how to measure in a cup.
Well, maybe I don't either.
So you see, you're not as bad as you
well,
think.
we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
This green bean casserole is going to turn out amazing. You're going to take it home and tell everybody you made it.
Yes. Yes.
All by yourself.
Oh my God, this
now,
onion smells.
So we've got a whole can of cream of mushroom soup. We've got a half a cup of milk. You've got a half a cup of chopped onions. Now we're going to do a half cup of cheddar cheese. You can leave the cheese out if you don't want it.
Yeah.
If you're lactose intolerant, but you can have mushroom soup, you can mix it with water instead of milk. This just gives it a better flavor. And once we have all that stirred up, we're going to add in our green beans. So let's go ahead and pour them.
Yeah. This smells so good.
Now, this is what makes it green bean casserole. We're going to put it in the oven and we're going to cook it for about 30 minutes on 350. And then we're going to take it out and we're going to put crispy fried onions. Now, I don't know anybody, have you ever had these before?
Nuh-uh.
Do you like onions?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, they're like an onion potato chip.
Oh, really?
Taste.
Oh, they're done already?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. This is good.
So you're going to sprinkle these on top. After about 25 minutes in the oven on 350, you're gonna take it out, take the lid off, sprinkle these all over the top, put it back in, let it brown a little bit, and it's ready to serve.
Wow.
If you don't have these or can't get these, you can make homemade onion rings and put on top, and they are so good.
Oh, really?
They are canned green beans.
Yes, they're canned green beans. What did I say?
Nothing, but people ask
Everybody's
me
wanting
between
to know if
fresh
fresh
or...
or not.
Oh yeah, you can do it with fresh, but you gotta cook them before you do it. This is just a shortcut. Always use the canned ones.
Mhm.
Okay, but
Okay.
this smells yummy, and it's ready to go in the oven
Okay.
at 350. And we're gonna show you our ham. Oh yeah, they
You
gotta
are
see the
not
ham.
ready.
They gotta see the ham. They
Oh,
gotta see the
no.
ham. So
So good.
while we're waiting on our green bean casserole, oh, you probably want to see a green bean casserole, don't you? Let me take the one that's in the oven out so they can
There we
see
go.
it. Thank you.
Okay. So good. Okay. So. Oh, there we go. So now she's bringing the casserole. Wow.
So I always make this ahead and then put it in the oven on warm. Look how pretty. Can you guys see?
You guys.
That's what it looks like once the onions get toasted a little bit. And it's going to set up just a little bit. Daisy, it's super hot, but I'll get some out so you can taste it. You're just going to need to let it cool for a second.
It smells like so good. It's my first time trying it, so I'm excited.
Green bean casserole? You
Yeah.
never had green?
Never.
Well, it's a southern thing. I mean,
Yeah. I'm so excited.
okay, let that cool off for a second because you will burn your tongue.
Yeah.
I'm going to hand this off to our assistant to put in the other room. And we're going to talk about our ham. And then the last thing that we're going to do tonight is our gingerbread.
Love that.
So I always call this a Christmas glaze ham. Oh, we got to put it in the oven. Sorry.
Let's put it in the oven.
I'm making a bigger mess than normal on this counter tonight, guys. Sorry.
Well, that's because of me.
No, usually I clean as I go a little better than this.
There we go.
Okay, so we're going to take our ham, and we're going to give away a couple of different things tonight. We're going to give away one of these, and then I have a recipe book so you can write your own recipes in it. It's called My Favorite Recipes, and a stand that the recipe book sits on. And I'll show you my first recipe book that I ever had.
Oh, wow. I love that. Guys, it's Christmas already.
Oh, this smells so good.
Woo! Okay.
Here's our Christmas ham.
Heck yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Now, my recipe is actually for a 10-pound ham. And you can get a fully cooked ham at the grocery store
Yeah.
and glaze it like this. If you decide to do a raw ham, you're going to have to cook it longer
Oh my God.
than you have to cook this one. But this has got a glaze on it,
Yeah.
made from apple cider vinegar
Hey.
and pineapple juice.
Yeah.
And you put cloves in the ham, and you want to stick the cloves down in the ham. So
Oh my God.
I've got to try a piece of it.
Yeah. It's so good.
This is no fail. I've never had anybody eat this that didn't like it.
So good. I'm loving it. And
So-
I'm taking it home.
Yes, you get it. But first we have to make the other ham.
We'll do it.
So, again, we're going to have our assistant set this in the other room.
If they're allergic to pineapple, just leave it off.
Yes, you don't have to, well, actually can't leave it off because you've got pineapple juice.
Choose it.
So if you're allergic to pineapple, this one's not going to work for you guys.
Oh.
They asked if there's any other fruit you can use besides pineapple.
Not for this.
It's
Sorry.
just so good, guys.
So, we've got, before I say this, I did not get a 10-pound ham. So I cut my recipe down for the size ham that we have. But I'm going to tell you what goes into one for a 10-pound ham. So don't look at what I'm doing this time. Listen to what I'm telling you. In the meantime, I'm putting Jay-Z to work.
Let's do it.
So we're going to take our ham and you score it, which just means that you're going to cut it into like little cubes across the top,
Yeah.
and you're going to take whole cloves
Uh-huh.
that smell like this is what smells so much
Love
like
it.
Christmas.
Yeah.
You want to get the ones that have a little thing on the end because that means it's a whole one.
Got it.
And you're going to poke it down in here in every one of these little cubes. Now
Yeah.
this takes a bit, so while I'm measuring
Hey,
everything else, can you do
yeah.
that for me? Thank
Of
you.
course.
I am taking a can of pineapple. With a 10-pound ham, you need 2 cups of pineapple juice, which is probably going to be about 2 cans. So I know earlier I got a cup out of 1 can of pineapple rings, but you want to be sure that you've got 2 cups, okay? You're going to use the pineapple rings on top with maraschino cherries, but you don't put them on there up front. So right now, I've got a cup of pineapple juice. I'm sorry, I can't quit laughing about the apple cider vinegar now that you told me you did a shot of
I'm telling
it.
you, don't do it. Don't do it.
So you're going to put a half cup to 2 cups of pineapple juice of apple cider vinegar. So I've got a little less than that. We're going to mix this together and let it marinate for a minute, okay? My regular recipe calls for a cup of honey. Once you have all of these in there, like
Yeah.
all these little cloves stuck in all over the pineapple, all over the ham,
Yeah.
you're going to cover it with a cup of honey and just kind of spread it all over it,
Got it.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
Once you have that done, you're going to take a cup of light brown sugar and sprinkle it over the top of the ham.
Love that.
Then you're going to take our apple cider vinegar, pineapple juice, and pour it over the top of everything. And you're going to put it in the oven at 300 for an hour. Then you're going to remove it and baste it and return it to the oven until the ham is completely cooked through. You're going to have to look up directions. If you've got a 9-pound ham, it's not going to take as long as it would if you've got a 12-pound ham. And unfortunately, you can't go to the store and say, I want a 10-pound ham. It's never exactly 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to kind of check. A meat thermometer is a good investment if you haven't cooked a ham before. Take it out, baste it every so often. Once it gets completely done all the way through, or if you're using a pre-cooked one like we are,
There we go.
after it gets hot, take it out, put your pineapple rings on top, stick a maraschino cherry in the middle like we did with the toothpick,
Yeah.
put it back in the oven, sprinkle a little bit of extra brown sugar on top, and let it brown just a little bit, and then it's ready to serve. And people always have a fit over it because it puts such a good taste in the ham.
I'm telling you, it's so good. And actually, I was thinking, like, I don't know if you guys do this in here in America, like in Spain, when you have like when your how do you call it? Not your teeth, but like the inside teeth, like when
you have them cut out,
yeah,
wisdom teeth,
the wisdom teeth or like the moles or whatever
Yeah.
you call it,
molars, yeah.
the molars, if they hurt and you cannot go to, because it's late at night or something.
You chew cloves?
Yeah.
Really?
And it relieves the pain. And I've tried this because I had like very bad experience with my teeth. But like when it's hurting and you like chew cloves, it just like relaxes the pain. So you guys can try this at home and see if you ever need it. Just try it.
That's an awesome thing
Yeah.
to know.
You
Like,
never tried it?
no,
Never heard of it?
no.
Yep.
I've always loved clove, like chewing gum. You used to be able to get clove chewing gum when I was a kid.
Oh, got it.
And I just always liked the smell. You could get clove candy, which I haven't seen in
Uh-huh.
years.
You try it and it disappears, like for real. Of course, if it's a serious thing, just go to the dentist. But like, if it's like a little pain on it, just try this and it will help so much.
I love like home remedies like that.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you.
Back in the summer, I had a bunch of earaches,
Oh,
and I couldn't get to the doctor for a
yeah.
couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And I went online and found this thing called a sock buddy, and you take salt and put it in a sock and heat it in the microwave and hold it over your ear. And it sounds stupid, but it worked.
Yeah, that's it. That's the important
Like,
thing.
I don't know what that did, but it
Yeah.
worked.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we've got this all done.
Yeah.
Now we're going to coat it in our honey. Jay-Z, will you grab a spoon out of that drawer right there? We're just going to kind of drizzle it all over there. Now, normally, if this is a 10-pound ham, remember, you've got a whole cup of honey. This is not a cup of honey. We're gonna just kind of spread it all over there. So just start spreading it around.
Yeah.
Now once you put it in the oven, of course, it's gonna melt it on to it a little better. But that's what's gonna hold your brown sugar on the ham. So you wanna get it good and covered.
There we go.
Questions?
Do you ever use Dr. Pepper glaze on your ham?
I have done a Dr. Pepper glaze. I've also done a Coca-Cola glaze. Thank you, assistant.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So I like the Coca-Cola glaze better than the Dr. Pepper glaze just because Dr. Pepper's so sweet.
Yes.
And to me, it's too sweet. And I know I'm sitting here saying this while we're putting honey on this ham, but I'm telling you, it's Dr. Pepper to me tastes sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other thing you can do if you're doing a whole ham is do it in a crock pot and cook it overnight.
Oh.
And it kind of self-based. Okay, so I'm just going to take some brown sugar and crumble it on the top of this.
Wow.
It's going to stick to this honey wherever it touches.
Mm.
Now, for our regular one, you want a whole cup of this,
There we go.
but we're not putting a whole cup on this one because it's a little ham. This is only a couple of pounds. Okay, so now I've got that on there, and it's pretty well covered.
Yeah.
We're going to pour our pineapple mixture over the top of it.
Oh. Yummy.
We're going to cover it, and we're going to put it in the oven. My house already smells like Christmas, and all I've done is cook 2 hams today and a thing of gingerbread.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now,
I love it.
before we cook our gingerbread, I'm going to show y'all my big mistake I made earlier. I took it out of the pan while it was still warm.
Oh.
You can't do that.
But still, that's the thing that I tried, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. It was so good, you guys.
So, again, I told you guys there's a difference between... I can't get my oven on.
We're working on it. Just there we go.
There is a difference.
She's coming.
Yeah, I'm coming. Sorry, guys. Between gingerbread cookies
Yeah.
and gingerbread.
Mmm. Mmm. Yeah, I can smell
This
it
is
now.
actually almost like a spice cake. And it used to be like the coffee cake. If you went to somebody's house, they made you gingerbread in the 60s when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would serve it with applesauce, which I always thought was so odd.
Oh.
But some people serve it with whipped cream. Do you like whipped cream?
I love
So I have some non-dairy one in there too, but this is the best right here.
Oh my god.
Want to taste?
Yeah, let's do it. Mmm. I love whipped cream. Like, come on.
So you serve it warm with whipped cream. It's the
good.
best.
So
It's the best. So I'm going to go through and tell you guys exactly what you do. What I forgot to do
Mhm.
is you have to let it sit before you dump it. So you're going to take a 9x9 glass dish and grease it and flour it,
Mhm.
which I did. But then when I took it out of the oven, I just dumped it straight over and it just broke all into a million pieces. This is a really thick recipe. It's a heavy, dense cake.
Mhm.
I've also made it and drizzled caramel over the top of it, and it was
Oh.
amazing.
I love that.
So, I know we've got a lot of things going tonight. Do you guys have any questions so far? I gotta see if I've got another.
Is the brown sugar light or dark?
Naturally.
Oh, okay.
You can use either, but I use light in this. I usually use the dark with my cookies, but I didn't have any dark tonight, so I used the light and it turned out just fine.
Mhm.
So I'm actually gonna make this not in the stand mixer tonight because I've used up all of my bowls. I did not plan ahead well. And we're going to do it similar to what we did earlier. We're going to take our dry ingredients first. This is 1.5 cups of plain flour.
Got it.
I have a teaspoon of baking soda over here that we've already measured out. 1.25 teaspoons of ginger and 1.25 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I did those backwards, but that's what they were.
Got it.
Did you try your green bean casserole?
So good. Yeah, I've been eating like all the time. If
By
you
the
guys-
time I get done with this, every time I'm starving to death.
And you can
Like-
make everything. Like if you guys could taste this, like, you try it. So Where can they find this recipe, like the whole thing?
This will all be in the cookbook that's coming out.
Got it.
So I've been writing this cookbook for about 2 years. And Jay-Z, I started cooking because I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
I was a divorced parent who didn't make a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
I could let you do that. Mixing those dry ingredients together. You're going to take a half cup of butter, which I do soften.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A half cup of brown sugar, 1 egg, a half cup of molasses, and a half cup of cold tea. And I don't know what the cold tea does, but it does something, and if you leave it out, it doesn't taste right.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't have a whole lot of money, and I had to teach myself to cook. My mom would never let us in the kitchen with her when I was growing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did. She wanted to cook by herself.
Oh.
So I was always like, well, how am I going to learn to cook if you don't let me in the kitchen?
Yeah.
So I'm going to cream my brown sugar
Got it.
and my butter when it comes out. So that's my packed half a cup of brown sugar. And most of the time, if something calls for brown sugar, they want you to pack it.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you go ahead and crack this egg and beat it for us.
I'll do it.
Thank you. You're a great assistant. You're going to have to come back and do this again.
Hey, I told you, I'm good at taking orders. Like, I'm not good at cooking, but like, whatever you need, I can do.
Well, we usually don't do this many at one time, and I'm going to bet Jess cuts this down into episodes for us. But, yeah. But I'm trying to get ready for the holidays, and I was afraid if we didn't do it this way tonight, we would never get it all done.
Uh-huh. I'm happy to be like in a Christmas episode, like in a holiday episode, because that's my thing.
Well, we're going to come back next week when I'm doing Thanksgiving dinner and go through some Thanksgiving things.
Oh, love that.
I've got a cousin, Pinky, I don't know if you're on here or not. I owe you a phone call to talk to you about your turkey. She's cooking a turkey for my uncle for the first time.
Oh.
And she messaged me this week and said, I was at the Ohio Star Ball dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But she messaged me and said, hey, can you tell me how to cook a turkey? And I'm like, yes. And I said, but you got to know how many pounds it is to know what you need to do to it.
Oh.
You know, Chris started cooking our turkeys a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done all kinds of things. We've had smoked turkeys. Michael's going to smoke when I got a new smoker. But he's brined them. The first year he brined a turkey, I didn't know what that meant. Do you know what that means?
Uh-huh.
He comes in with this bucket and starts washing the bucket, like a big bucket
Yeah.
in the sink. And I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, well, I'm getting ready to make the turkey. I said, in a bucket?
Oh, wow.
So he fills it up with all of these fruits. Like it had cranberry and oranges and all kind of zest of orange.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sticks the raw turkey down in there, puts it in the refrigerator.
Okay.
So I sent Michael to the store and he got a turkey, and after Chris went to bed, I made the turkey. Because I'm thinking, this is not going to end well.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't tell him. So he comes in, he gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning and starts this turkey. That is the best, moistest turkey I've ever had in my
really?
entire life. It was
Wow.
so good.
There you go.
So good. Okay, so I'm mixing this together. Now this looks like cake batter, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to add in our cup of cold tea. Half a cup of cold tea, I'm sorry. Don't put a cup in, half a cup. Every mixing thing that I own is now dirty. Michael's going to kill us when we're done. We're going to let him eat first and then let him see the kitchen. Like, don't let him in the kitchen until we're done eating.
Got it.
Now, this is ready to mix. The only thing about molasses is it's really hard to get out of the cup once you've measured it. So sometimes I will pour the tea directly into the molasses, make it a little less thick. You want to start mixing that for me?
Course, yeah.
I'm going to see if I can get some more of this out.
Do not heat the molasses.
Yes, do not heat the molasses. Somebody asked about heating the molasses. Michael says do not heat them. They will not taste good if you do that.
Got it.
Now, we get our molasses usually in Gatlinburg. There's something called blackstrap molasses. One of the things that it said in these recipes, and I had forgotten of this, but it was always like, get sulfur-free molasses. And I'm like, sulfur-free molasses? Blackstrap molasses have sulfur in them, and they taste really bitter.
Oh, gotcha.
So, I have set my baking dish somewhere. There it is.
Doing this.
So I've got this butter flavored ham. Don't use this. Use the kind with flour in it, which is still in the closet. That's why it stuck to the thing earlier. I thought I had my floured baking stuff. I didn't. I had the wrong stuff.
Oh. Hey. Still make it work. There we go.
Thank you. So this one's got flour already in it, and that's what you want to use because it's going to make your pan release.
And white or brown egg, it doesn't matter, does it?
No, does not matter what kind of egg. Just one egg. If you don't do eggs, you can substitute mayonnaise.
Ooh, I love mayonnaise.
Or somebody, what else can you put in there? Applesauce. You can substitute applesauce for an egg.
Oh, really?
That we're ready, just pour it all in this dish.
Got it. Well, I should show you.
You want me to do it?
Yeah. There we go. How's it go? Oh, it smells so good.
It's really yummy when it's warm. You want to serve this when it's warm. So if you are trying to make it ahead, you want to be able to stick it back in the oven for a few minutes before you serve it to your guest. Because after it gets room temperature, it's not as good. And I think I've used all of my spatulas too, Jesse. I used everything in the kitchen tonight.
Hey, there's a, yeah, you can do this. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining us. So, I told you that I was going to show you my very first cookbook, and we're going to give away a recipe book where you can put your own recipes in it. So, those of you that don't want to buy a cookbook or can't afford a cookbook, if you've been following us along on Facebook, you can write the recipes down and have your own copy of the cookbook in your own handwriting.
That's amazing. I love that.
So, I did not know how to cook
Yeah.
before I had Chris and Dot. Had to teach myself. Had a very old cookbook that somebody gave me. I've made all sorts of notes in this thing. This thing is 40 years old. It's got some of the weirdest recipes in it that I've ever seen in my entire life. But it's also got like this. Pot de creme. It's 2/3 cup of milk, 1 cup of chocolate chips, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and salt.
Okay.
Scald the milk. Place remaining ingredients in a blender. Add hot milk. Blend on low speed. Pour into 6 pot de creme serving dishes. Chill for several hours. Garnish with whipped cream. That's chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, but I hope someday somebody has one of my cookbooks and it's like, this cookbook is 40 years old. They made gingerbread. It's so weird. All right, so we're giving away 2 things. We're going to give away an apron, and I'm going to let Jay-Z go over and pick somebody that's commented off the thing to give it to.
Wow.
And then you guys just need to message the page with your mailing address. The second thing that we're going to give away is this cookbook.
Should I go? Oh my God.
Yeah, let's go pick somebody that's commenting. Anybody you want to.
Okay, you guys, I'm gonna come here. Just gonna, keep commenting. Come on. I'm just gonna count. Okay.
So y'all say hi to Jay-Z.
Say hi. Come on. You guys, if you want an apron, come on. Let's do it. One. Okay. Okay, Maria. Wow, that sounds Italian. I don't know if you're Italian, but like your name is very Italian. Oh, where are you? Maria D'Angelo Di Prima.
Ah!
You want an apron.
Maria, send us
Yes.
your mailing address and we'll get your apron to you.
Yep. There's the first one. Oh my God.
Okay, and I told you guys earlier this week that I would be giving away something to somebody that replied that said they were going to be on here with us tonight. So this is what we're sending you, this recipe book. And it has like dividers in it so you can divide up what you're cooking. It's got all these little recipe cards that I took out so you could see them and then nearly dumped them right in the cake. And I'm going to send you one of the purple aprons and an oven mitt.
That's so exciting.
So we will draw that name and I'll put it up on the Facebook page tomorrow.
Hey, let's do that.
Thanks guys for joining us. We're starving. We're ready to eat.
Yeah, we are
See
ready.
you next time.
Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.